Hi guys, are you guys disinfecting everything? It's crazy. I bought these really cool things from Target. I tried going grocery shopping there because it's cleaner, but I didn't find everything. And then of course I want to make Easter as normal as possible for the kids. I got them little things. Isn't it cute? I gotta disinfect it all, and I will continue. See you guys soon. Hi guys. So I'm finally done disinfecting everything and as best as I possibly can. And we are going to get started on cooking. So today we're going to make enchiladas blancas. In Spanish, that's white enchiladas, but it's more of an orangey sauce that they're drenched in. So good. All we'll need is tortillas, chicken breast, queso ranchero, which is this cheese. We will need tomatoes. I say about 2. I'm going to use one that I've already started using so that it doesn't go to waste. So 2.5. And 2 serrano chilies. Let's not forget garlic. So we'll put 2 to 3 pieces of garlic teeth in the salsa once that's ready. So we'll need onion for the chicken to boil together to give it flavor. And then we will use green leaf lettuce. Let me double check that. But yeah, I like this lettuce specifically to go on top of enchiladas. It's just better. I use the iceberg lettuce for something else. I use the romaine lettuce for other things. It just depends, but I like this one for the enchiladas. It's just so much better. Yeah, so let's get started. There's other little things that we'll be using as we go, but I'll be sure to show you guys. Thanks. Okay, so I'm going to put it in the pot. I am going to put the piece of onion in there with it. Just a little bit for flavor. And then I am going to put it about halfway full of water. Fill it up with water. Halfway full. So about this much water. Remember, it depends on how much chicken you're cooking, but even another piece fits here. And if it were to go higher, then you'd cover all the chicken. So then we are going to add a little bit of chicken bouillon. Just a little bit, so that while it's cooking, it's getting a little flavor. And we're going to put it in between medium and high so that it cooks all the way. This is going to take about 1.5 hours, 2 hours. We're gonna cover it and let it cook. So while the chicken is being cooked, we're going to wash these and we're going to put it in a smaller pot with about 75% of water to boil. So the tomatoes and the serrano chilies only. So that's what it will look like. Then you will add the water. And you'll put it to cook. High is too high, we'll leave it at medium. Once everything is cooked, if the top hasn't been cooked, you'll flip it over and move it around just a little bit while it's cooking. And in the meantime, I'll be prepping the blender with the seasonings as well as the garlic. So I am waiting for the chicken and the salsa to boil.
The sights.
What are you doing, Becky? I'm checking back on the chicken, and it was boiling really high, so I brought it a little lower. I'm going to let that finish cooking, and this is how the salsa looks as of now. My blender is ready to go. So it came to a boil. I turned it down to let it cool down. I'm going to put it in my blender and start it. Now we're going to blend it. So just to be sure, I'm going to start it one more time. And then I am going to pour it back. It's still hot. So then I'm going to pour it back into the pot. I pour it back into the pot because for the enchiladas, once they're ready, we want it still warm, hot, depending on how you like it. It's better, it gives it better flavor, keeps it good. If I need to, for example, if we eat in a couple of hours, then I'll turn it back on and let it warm up for the enchiladas. Meanwhile, the chicken is still getting done. The salsa is ready. I am going to open the queso ranchero and I am going to put it in this bowl. Aside from the queso ranchero, I also dice up some onion, mixed in the cheese. I'm going to shred the cheese and dice up onion and mix it all in here. So I'm going to dice up the onion. To dice up the onion, I just cut circle by circle, take off the skin. I personally like this way better because it prevents me from crying so much. If you're a huge fan of onion, you can have the pieces bigger. If you're not a huge fan of onion like me, then I dice it up a little smaller. So this is about how much onion I use, just the one ring of the onion. I'm going to mix it in with the cheese. I will say though that even if you're not a huge fan of onion, you should give it a try. It's so worth it and so good. So since it's ready to go, I'm going to start cutting the lettuce. For the lettuce, there'll just be small lines cut of the lettuce. I personally love a lot of lettuce on it, covering all the enchiladas. Now I'm going to wash it. So my chicken is still cooking. Clean that fat once it's done, and then I'm going to test the salsa to see how it tastes. Spicy. So it's perfect. If you guys want it less spicy, then add less serrano. And if it is too salty, you just add more water. And it's ready. I can't wait for you all to try it. So good. So we are going to clean the fat. Pretty easy. Trash it. You don't want it. Just dumping it out. I am also cutting my chicken into a little bit smaller pieces so that it can cook a little faster. So since we are waiting for the chicken to get done, I am going to clean up a little bit. That way I can prepare the for Fernie and the kids. See y'all soon. Be ready to have your mouth wiped. So I'm going to start off by shredding chicken in a separate plate. I brought this one out, added very little bit of oil. I'm going to add a bit more oil so that I'm getting the bottom of the pan. I'm going to grab one tortilla, dip it in the chicken broth, and then in the pan. So this is how it will look. I'm going to bring it out on the plate and begin preparing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to put a bit of chicken, and cheese, and then I'm going to add another one. Dip it in the chicken broth, and then in the oil. Flip it over. I also have the sauce warming up while I'm making them so that it's nice and fresh.
Stuff, but I can't.
I told you we're going to do the slime tonight.
I don't want to do slime. I don't know what I want to do. Since I'm already hungry.
Okay, well, we're making enchiladas.
I don't know.
Just wait. Wait. Careful because this oil is going to be hot. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to grab a little bit of chicken, shred it up so it separates. I'm going to add a little bit of cheese mixed with onion. Then we're going to roll them up. Careful, Mama. And then we are going to get the lettuce all over these. And then add some sauce to it. Hot, hot, hot. And I like to add a little bit of cheese on top. And then some avocado.